Ray got so close to winning last night, he asked everybody if he could quit. Not quit poker Sunday, not quit after the tournament, quit while there were 13 players left and 12 ring passes. Lovely day, poker enthusiast. Welcome to Sal Scoop episode 350, the season 7 finale. There are no key lights today, there's no scoop background, there's no Closet Phil wall. Closet Phil had his ending, and now the studio is slowly having its ending too. So today, it is just me, the room's overhead bulb, and whatever is left standing. Yesterday at Sal's room, Jay showed up to TD. The players didn't. There was no game. Jay was ready, the tables were ready, the room was ready, but the room stayed empty. Online was a different story. The Facebook subscriber free roll had 13 players and 6 rebuys. ActionDan won the $60 seat. Rosiegosse won the daily free buy. sllickk won the $550 step 1. Jughead won the $850 step 1. The nightly free buy had 21 players and 19 rebuys. ActionDan finished 4th for $3.60, and the 3 seats went to betabluff, zeerex, and usedtobeatownie. The $550 Sunday Showdown Big Game Satellite had 11 players and 6 rebuys. Bayguy finished 2nd for $385, and Tina Chafe scooped another $550 seat. GG's Tina. But none of that was the story yesterday. The story was Ray. Michael asked the dealer chat, "Anyone playing the Ring Pass?" Ray says, "I will play." And within minutes, Ray is already explaining that everybody else can finish ahead of him. Then Ray lands at Curtis's table. Michael starts talking about Ray's VPIP. Dylan says, "Is anyone surprised?" Ian tells Ray he needs to raise more. Ray asks, "What does that mean?" And right there, I knew we were in for a night. Long-time viewers may remember this is the same man who once walked into a washroom, found a complete stranger, and asked him, "What is a dickhead?" So now the entire dealer chat has become Ray's English teacher, poker coach, emotional support group, and emergency tournament operations department. Michael Hines tells him, "Ray, you talk to me when you win one." Ray says, "Okay, I'll learn you now." A few hands later, Michael says, "Ray, you are so fucking bad." Ray says, "Oh my god, dangerous." Then Ray hits a 2-outer. Michael cannot believe it. Ian absolutely can. Curtis says, "This always happens to me, man." And from that moment onward, the whole chat is invested. Ray starts climbing, the field starts shrinking, and the closer Ray gets to the passes, the less Ray wants to play poker. With 26 players left and 12 passes available, Ray says, "Nervous, do not want to play poker anymore." But then he doubles up. Everybody erupts. Michael says, "Fuck yeah." Ryan says, "Nice, Ray." Ray says, "Almost folded." Of course he almost folded. Ray was one good hand away from victory, and his first instinct was to escape. Then Ray asks, "How can you look at me?" Ian explains that people can observe tables on GG. Michael says, "I can see through your window." Ray replies with 4 dots. That may have been the exact moment Ray completely lost his mind. The whole group starts coaching him. "Relax, you were there. Tank it. Man up, Ray." Curtis tries to explain positional poker, but autocorrect turns the big blind into the big blonde. So Curtis is now telling Ray, only call one of the big blonde. If it is a 2.2 big blonde, raise. And Ray says, "Thank you, my brother." He understood none of it, but he appreciated the support. Then Ray asks, "Should I waste some time?" Mike says, "Yes, all the time." Ray says, "I got it." 2 minutes later, Ray forgets to waste time. Then he folds jacks. Then he announces every card he sees. Ace-3 suited, Ace-King, Jack-Queen suited. At one point, Ian asks Ray if he's under the gun. Ray says something like, "Forget position." This is not an answer. This is a poker philosophy. Forget position, forget ranges, forget the blinds, forget everything. Just survive long enough for 12 other people to destroy themselves. Michael keeps telling them, "Just fold, don't play anymore." Dan says, "Pretend you are me and fold." Ian says, "2 hands will run into each other eventually." Kurt is watching the short stacks on the other table. Dylan is counting eliminations. The entire dealer chat is now playing one tournament through Ray. And Ray finally asked the question, "Can I quit the game?" "No, Ray, you cannot quit the game. You are 15-handed and 12 passes, and the entire province is watching." Then Ray asks, "Can I get the ticket if I get in?" "Yes, Ray, that is generally how winning works." But he keeps folding, he keeps surviving. The numbers keep dropping. 16 left, 14 left, one more elimination. Ray has ace-jack. Everybody screams fold. Ray says got it, then follows it with got it still in the hand. "No, Ray, you did not have it yet. One more player still had to go." Ray looks down at Jack-Queen suited. Ian asks about his position. Ray says, "I forgot position." Again, somebody finally gets all in at the other table. The group starts watching. The short stack loses, and Ray gets there. Don says, "Congrats." Ian says, "Grats, Ray." Mike says, "Grats, bud." Curtis, "Let's fucking go." Ryan says, "Congrats, Ray." Dylan, "Good job, buddy." And Ray says, "Thank you, finally." The man who had spent the last 2 hours asking permission to abandon his chips had won the Montreal Ring Pass. Then Mike says, "You driving or flying?" Ray says, "What does that mean?" So they explain the Montreal trip. Ray asks if the flight and accommodations are included. "No, Ray, they are not." He then asks, "Can he sell it?" Also Ray, "No, you cannot." For one brief moment, Ray sounds disappointed. Then about 30 seconds later, Ray says, "I will prepare some cash and beat them." They play wide. That is Ray. He goes from "Can I quit the game?" to "I will beat them." And honestly, there is something in that. Because when something we want is far away, it feels exciting. We can dream about it, talk about it, imagine what we will do when it finally happens. But when it gets close enough that we might actually win, close enough that we might actually have to go, close enough that everything might change, it can become terrifying. Ray was not afraid because he was losing. Ray was afraid because he was almost there. And instead of leaving him alone with that pressure, the whole group showed up. They watched, they coached, they roasted him. They mistranslated poker strategy through autocorrect. And when he finally got there, everybody celebrated. Ray won the pass, but that chat carried him across the line. And that, more than the ticket, is the story. Today, I understand Ray a little bit, because this ending was far away for a long time. Then it was 30 days away, then 22, then 12 episodes, then 8, then 3. And now, here we are, episode 350. Season 7 is over. The lights are off, the walls are coming down, the green screen is gone, the closet is gone, and in a few days, this room will no longer be Sal's Scoop. But somewhere along the way, I realized something. The room was never the thing. The microphone was never the thing. The neon lights were never the thing. Even Closet Phil, God rest his miserable little soul, was never the thing. The thing was showing up. The thing was telling the stories. The thing was laughing at people like Ray while secretly hoping with everything we had that Ray would get there. The thing was all of us. Season 7 ends here. Now real life takes over. We have a house to tear down, a family to move, a new space to build, and a whole new version of this show to figure out. I'm asking you to plan for as much as 1 month without Sal's Scoop. It may not take that long, but I'm not going to rush the move, rush my family, or throw together Season 8 just because I'm afraid to disappear for a little while. When Sal's Scoop comes back, it will come back properly. New room, new energy, new stories, same ridiculous poker community, and hopefully one very nervous Ray somewhere in Montreal preparing to beat everybody. Because they play wide. Ray wanted to quit, but he stayed. I wanted to finish this season properly, and somehow, through the move, the missing days, the family responsibilities, and the room disappearing around me, we got there too. 350 episodes, 7 seasons, and one last scoop under the overhead bulb. Thank you for walking into this room with me. Thank you for staying, and thank you for carrying the show across the line. This is not goodbye. It is only the end of this room. I'm fucking Phil. This is Sal's Scoop. Thanks for watching. See you on the felt, and run good, you legend.